The rain hammered the windows of Logan's cramped Lakeview apartment like it was trying to break in, mirroring the storm raging inside me. I'd shown up unannounced, soaked to the bone from the L train, because his text, "Come over, man, need to talk," had hit me like a gut punch after weeks of radio silence. Logan yanked open the door before I could knock, his blue eyes wild, blonde hair disheveled, wearing nothing but gray sweatpants that hung low on his hips. "Gabe," he rasped, voice cracking like thunder, "I can't do this anymore." Then, without warning, he grabbed my collar and pulled me inside, his mouth crashing against mine in a kiss that tasted like whiskey and regret. Fierce, desperate, the kind that shatters worlds. I froze for a split second, my heart slamming against my ribs, before my hands found his waist, fingers digging into the warm skin above his waistband. It was everything I'd dreamed of in the dead of night, scrolling through his Instagram stories, pretending I was just his best friend from college. Logan, straight as an arrow Logan, the guy who'd high-fived me through every coming-out heartbreak, who'd crashed on my couch after his latest breakup with some sorority girl, kissing me like he was drowning and I was air. His stubble scraped my jaw as he deepened it, a low groan escaping his throat that sent heat pooling low in my belly. We stumbled back, knocking over a lamp that shattered on the hardwood floor, but neither of us cared. The world narrowed to the slick slide of his tongue, the way his body pressed mine against the wall, solid and unyielding. When we broke apart, gasping, his forehead rested against mine. I squeezed shut. "Fuck, Gabe. What the hell are we doing?" His voice was wrecked, hands still fisted in my shirt like he couldn't let go. I wanted to say it was fate, that this was the spark we'd both been circling for years, but the words stuck. Instead, I whispered, "Whatever it is, it's not nothing." He laughed, bitter and broken, pulling away to rake a hand through his hair. "I'm straight, man. You know that. This is just the booze talking. Bad night at the bar. Lost a shift at the garage. I shouldn't have texted you." But even as he said it, his gaze lingered on my lips, and I saw the lie flicker there, the same one I'd ignored since freshman year at DePaul, when we'd bonded over cheap beer and dreams of escaping small-town Illinois for the big city grind. Logan Hayes, golden boy from Peoria, with his easy grin and mechanic's grease under his nails. Always the wingman, always the straight one. Me, Gabriel Ruiz, queer as a $3 bill, raised in Pilsen by a single mom who stocked shelves at Jewel-Osco and prayed rosaries for my soul. We'd met in Intro to Psych, him failing spectacularly, me tutoring for extra cash. Nights turned into weekends, weekends into road trips to Wisconsin dives, him chasing skirts while I nursed crushes on baristas. He was my anchor in Chicago's chaos, the blustery winters, the relentless hustle of Wrigleyville bars, the quiet ache of loving someone who saw me as bro, not more. That night, though, the lines blurred. We sank onto his sagging couch, a six-pack of Goose Island between us, the rain a relentless drumbeat. He talked about his ex, Sarah, dumping him for some finance bro, about the shop laying off half the crew, about feeling like a fraud in this city that chewed up dreams and spat out bones. I listened, like always, my knee brushing his electric. "You're not a fraud, Log. You're the realest guy I know." He turned, eyes glassy, and something shifted. "You always say that. Like you see me or some shit." His hand landed on my thigh, heavy, intentional. Gabe. What if I don't know who I am anymore? The kiss reignited then, slower this time, exploratory. Clothes shed in a tangle. My damp hoodie, his sweats until it was skin on skin, his callous palms mapping my chest like uncharted territory. He was tentative at first, whispers of, "This is crazy," mingling with moans. But curiosity won. We moved to his bedroom, the sheets cool against fevered bodies, exploring with the fumbling urgency of first times. Logan's touch was reverent, almost worshipful, tracing the curve of my hip, the dip of my spine. "God, you're beautiful," he murmured, voice husky, as if surprised by his own words. I arched into him, whispering his name like a prayer, and for those stolen hours, the world outside ceased to exist. It was messy, profound. Laughter when we bumped heads, gasps when he found rhythms we'd both craved without naming. Dawn crept in gray and unforgiving. The rain tapered to a drizzle. Logan bolted upright, sheets pooling at his waist, horror dawning on his face. "Shit. Gabe, we fuck." He scrambled for boxers, avoiding my eyes. I sat up, heart plummeting. "Hey, it's okay. Last night was..." "No," he snapped, sharper than intended. "It wasn't okay. I'm not. I can't be this." He paced, muscles taut, raking hands through his hair. "I love you, man, like a brother. But this ruins everything." The words landed like blows, each one cracking the fragile hope I'd built. Betrayal stung hot. Not just the denial, but the erasure, as if our bodies hadn't woven stories in the dark. We dressed in silence, the apartment thick with unspoken accusations. At the door, he hugged me awkwardly, one-armed, like we were strangers. "Let's forget it." "Yeah. Beers this weekend. Like old times." I nodded, throat tight, stepping into the hallway where the fluorescents buzzed like angry hornets. The L ride home blurred through tears I refused to shed. Chicago sprawling below in indifferent glory, skyscrapers piercing the low clouds, the lake a steel gray mirror to my turmoil. How do you unlove someone? How do you rebuild a friendship when one night carves canyons between you? Back in my Wicker Park walk-up, shared with my roommate Mia, a fiery dyke from Detroit who bartended at Empty Bottle, I collapsed on the futon, staring at the ceiling cracks that mapped like veins. Mia found me there hours later, brewing coffee strong enough to wake the dead. "Rough night, Ruiz? You look like someone ran over your dog." I spilled it all, voice cracking on the details, her eyes widening then softening. "Damn, Gabe. That's some rom-com bullshit. But real life don't end with the fade to black." She handed me a mug, black and steaming. "Give him space. Or don't. But don't let him ghost your heart." Days bled into weeks. Logan texted sporadically, memes about Cubs trades, invites to dive bars I dodged. I threw myself into graphic design gigs, freelancing logos for local bands, sketching late into nights fueled by malort shots and bad decisions. But he haunted me, the scent of his soap on my skin, the phantom brush of his fingers. Then came the Instagram post, Logan arm in arm with a brunette at a Lincoln Park rooftop. Caption, "New chapter. Blessed." Her name was Emily, a teacher from his gym, all sundresses and yoga poses. The knife twisted deeper when he called the next day, voice buoyant. "Gabe, dude, you gotta meet her. She's cool as hell. Dinner Friday." I went, of course. Masochism or loyalty? Pick your poison. Emily was sweet, genuine, laughing at Logan's dumb jokes over deep dish at Lou Malnati's. But under the table, his knee nudged mine once, accidental or not, and the spark reignited, unbidden. Later, walking the foggy streets, she linked arms with him, and I trailed behind, the third wheel in my own tragedy. "You're quiet tonight," Logan said, clapping my shoulder. "Everything good?" I forced a grin. "Peachy. Just savoring the pie coma. Lies. All of it." That night, alone, I punched my pillow until knuckles bled, whispering curses to the empty room. The fracture widened subtly at first, canceled plans, evasive texts. Then the betrayal hit like a freight train. At a house party in Logan Square, thrown by our mutual friend Jax, a non-binary artist with a penchant for glow-in-the-dark murals, I overheard it. Logan, 3 beers deep, cornered by some bro from the old crew. "Nah, man, Gabe's always been, you know, flaming. But me, straight as they come. That one time we got wasted, total blackout. Wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole." Laughter erupted, cruel and careless, slicing through the bass-thumping indie tracks. I stood frozen by the kitchen island, red Solo cup trembling in my grip, the room spinning. One time, blackout, as if my body, my heart, hadn't been there, fully awake, fully alive. I bolted, shoving through the crowd, the October chill biting as I stumbled into the alley. Vomit burned my throat, but it was the rage that choked me. Rage at him for rewriting our truth, at myself for believing in rain-soaked miracles. My phone buzzed, Logan's text. "Where'd you go? Party's lame without you." I typed back, fingers flying. "Heard you. Fuck you, Logan." For real this time. No response. Days turned to silence, a chasm swallowing our shared history. Winter clamped down on Chicago like a vice, the wind off Lake Michigan whipping through the canyons of Michigan Avenue, turning pedestrians into hunched ghosts. I avoided the old haunts, the drum circle in Millennium Park where we'd picnicked on stolen Giordano slices, the dive in Andersonville where Logan had arm-wrestled frat boys for free wings. Instead, I buried myself in work, pitching bold concepts to ad agencies downtown, my portfolio swelling with vibrant posters for pride events and queer lit festivals. Mia dragged me to therapy sessions at Howard Brown, where Dr. Ellis, a silver-haired sage with a bow-tie collection, probed gently. "Gabriel, love isn't a transaction. It's not owed. What do you want from this friendship now?" What did I want? Vengeance? Closure? Or just the Logan who'd texted me at 3 a.m.? During his folks' divorce, voice memo slurred with tears. "You're my ride or die, Gabe. Don't ever leave." Irony tasted like ash. Holidays loomed, a gauntlet of forced cheer. Mom flew in from Pilsen, her apartment now a shrine to my successful life. Framed designs on the walls, a menorah next to the Virgin Mary statue. Over tamales and eggnog, she eyed me knowingly. "Mijo, your eyes are sad. Is it a boy?" I deflected with stories of client drama, but she squeezed my hand. "El corazón sabe la verdad. Listen to it." New Year's Eve found me at a queer club in Boys Town, bass vibrating through my bones as strobe lights painted bodies in electric hues. I danced with strangers, tattooed twinks, silver foxes, losing myself in sweat-slicked anonymity. Then, there he was, Logan, pushing through the crowd like a salmon upstream, Emily on his arm in a shimmering dress. My stomach dropped. He spotted me, froze, then approached with that sheepish grin, the one that used to melt defenses. Gabe, holy shit. Small world. Emily smiled warmly, oblivious. Hey, I'm Em. Logan's told me all about you, his college lifeline. All about me. Right? We shouted small talk over the DJ's thumping remix of Chapel Roan. Logan's eyes darting like he expected me to combust. When Emily slipped away for drinks, he leaned in, breath hot against my ear. Look, about the party. I was wasted. Said dumb shit. Can we talk? For real. My pulse thrummed. Anger and longing a toxic brew. Now? Here. He nodded. Desperate. Please. I miss you. Man. We stepped into the alley. Snow flurrying soft and silent, muffling the club's pulse. Cigarette butts crunched underfoot, the air sharp with brine from a distant snowplow. Logan lit a Marlboro, bad habit he'd sworn off last spring, exhaling a plume that curled like regret. I'm sorry, Gabe, for everything. That night scared the hell out of me. Not because of you, but because it felt right. Too right. And I panicked. Pushed you away like an idiot. His voice cracked, blue eyes pleading under the sodium glow. Emily's great, but she's not. She's not us. My chest tightened, a traitor's hope flickering. Then why deny it? Call it a blackout to your buddies? You made me feel like garbage, Logan. Like I imagined the way you looked at me. He winced, dropping the cigarette, grinding it under his boot. I was ashamed of myself. Grew up in that Bible-thumping house. Dad calling queers abominations over Sunday pot roast. Thought if I said it out loud, it'd make it real. Ruin me. He stepped closer, gloved hand brushing mine. But it is real. Has been for a while. I just didn't have the balls to admit it. The confession hung between us, fragile as the snowflakes melting on my lashes. I wanted to shove him, kiss him, vanish all at once. What now? You gonna string me along while you play house with her? He shook his head, vehement. No. I ended it tonight. Before coming here. Told her the truth about us, about me. She's hurt, but she gets it. Said I should have figured my shit out sooner. Relief warred with suspicion. And you? Figured it out. Logan cupped my face, thumbs tracing my cheekbones, calluses rough from wrenching engines. Yeah. I love you, Gabriel. Not like a brother. Like this. His lips met mine, soft at first, then urgent, snow dusting our shoulders like confetti. It was redemption wrapped in winter's bite, tongues tangling, hands roaming under jackets, the alley our confessional. We broke apart laughing, breathless, foreheads touching. Let's get out of here, he murmured. My place. Or yours. Anywhere but this cold-ass hole. We tumbled into my apartment. Mia out for the night. The space a cocoon of fairy lights and half-read queer theory books. Clothes shed in a trail from door to bed. Slower this time. Savoring. Logan's body was a landscape I'd memorized in dreams. Freckles across his collarbone. The V of his hips leading to promises. He was bolder now. No hesitation. Whispering filth and tenderness in equal measure. Want you so bad. Trailing kisses down my sternum. You're everything. As he prepped me with lube-slick fingers, eyes locked on mine. We moved together like we'd rehearsed. Gasps echoing off exposed brick walls. Climax crashing in waves that left us tangled and spent. Morning brought coffee and croissants from the corner Swedish bakery. Sunlight slanting through blinds in golden bars. We really talked about the future, messy and undefined. I want to do this right, Logan said, legs entwined with mine under the duvet. Dates. Labels, if you want. Hell, even telling my folks. I arched a brow. Your dad? The one who quotes Leviticus at Thanksgiving. He chuckled. Rueful. One step at a time. But yeah. For you, worth the fireworks. Bliss was tentative. A tightrope over the abyss. We navigated it cautiously. Brunch at and Sather with cinnamon rolls the size of hubcaps. Walks along the lakefront where gulls wheeled overhead and joggers nodded hellos. Logan came out to Jack's first. Over IPAs at Revolution Brewing. The non-binary artist's response a whoop and a bear hug. About damn time. Hayes. Gabe's been pining like a Victorian poet. Public affection was subtle. Fingers laced under tables. Stolen kisses in Uber shadows. But it built something solid. Brick by brick. Then, the first crack appeared. Valentine's Day. We'd planned a quiet night. Tickets to Steppenwolf for a queer reinterpretation of Tennessee Williams. Then wine at home. But Logan's phone buzzed mid-dress, his mom. Voice shrill through speaker. Logan James Hayes. Your father's in the hospital. Heart attack. Get home now. Peoria was a 4-hour drive. Panic our co-pilot. I insisted on going. But he hesitated at the door. Keys jangling. Gabe. Complicated. They don't know about us. About you. The word stung. Echo of old wounds. So I'm what? Your dirty secret. He pulled me close. Frantic. No. God, no. Just give me time to soften the blow. I'll call you from there. He left. Tail lights fading into the slushy dusk. Texts came sporadic. Mom's a wreck. Dad's stable. Grumpy as ever. Then silence. 2 days of radio void that clawed at my sanity. Mia found me chain-smoking on the fire escape. City lights a distant constellation. Breathe. Gabe. Families are landmines. On day 3. A call Logan. Voice hollow. Hey. Look. Dad's asking questions. About Emily. I told him we were still together. Easier that way. Betrayal bloomed anew. Thorny and familiar. Easier? For who? I'm here. Log. Loving you through this shit. And you're pretending I'm invisible. It's not like that, he protested. But exhaustion laced his denial. They're old school. Catholic guilt on steroids. I need to ease them in. The line crackled with unsaid accusations. How long? Logan? Till it's convenient, he sighed. Defeated. I don't know. But I love you. That hasn't changed. It was enough barely to keep me tethered. He returned a week later, hollow-cheeked, bearing hospital jello as a joke gift. We made love that night, urgent and reclaiming, but shadows lingered in his eyes. Spring thawed the ice, but not the undercurrents. Logan threw himself into overtime at the garage, grease monkey therapy, while I landed a contract designing for a nonprofit aiding queer youth in Englewood. Pride Month approached, rainbow flags snapping from every lamppost, a carnival of possibility. We marched together, Hands clasped defiantly amid the floats and drag queens on stilts. Logan's first public outing. His grin fierce against the sun. Feels good, he admitted later, over falafel at a Halsted Street fair. Like I can breathe, yet doubt nod. Whispers from mutuals. Heard Logan seeing that girl again. I dismissed them as gossip. But when Emily liked his post, a shirtless gym selfie, the knife slipped back in. Confrontation came over takeout lo mein in his apartment. Chopsticks clattering. What's going on? Log? Really? He froze, then deflated. It's nothing. She's just a friend. Dad pushed. Settle down, son. Give me grandkids. I humored him. Told him we were working things out. The lie, casual as confetti, shredded me. Humored him? By using her? Us? He reached for me, but I recoiled. Gabe, it's survival. They're all I have left. And me? Am I just the fun side quest? The fight escalated. Voices echoing off bare walls. Accusations of cowardice. Pleas for understanding. He stormed out, slamming the door, leaving me amid cooling noodles and heartbreak's echo. Summer scorched Chicago, humidity turning the air to soup, sidewalks radiating heat like griddles. The fight lingered like a hangover, our texts reduced to logistics. Grab milk. Cub game Thursday? No heat, no heart. I threw myself into Pride aftermath, volunteering at the youth center, mentoring kids with stories like mine, wide-eyed and wary. One, a lanky teen named Kai with blue-streaked hair, reminded me of Logan at that age. Cocky exterior hiding storms. How'd you know you were gay, Mr. Ruiz? He'd ask during art sessions, markers flying. When pretending hurt more than the truth, I'd say, sketching portraits that bled vulnerability. Logan and I circled each other warily, meetups laced with subtext. A White Sox doubleheader at Guaranteed Rate Field, hot dogs dripping mustard, his laugh forced over seventh-inning stretches. Remember that road trip to Milwaukee? You puked bratwurst all over the dashboard. I nodded, the memory bittersweet, him driving with windows down, Springsteen blasting, my head on his shoulder in exhausted truce. Yeah. Simpler times. His hand brushed mine on the armrest, lingering a beat too long, but I pulled away. Trust, once shattered, didn't glue easy. Emily re-entered the fray at a backyard barbecue in Humboldt Park, hosted by Jax's Collective, a sprawl of picnic tables under string lights, grilled corn and jerk chicken perfuming the dusk. She arrived solo, sundress fluttering, hugging Logan like old flames. Missed your ugly mug, she teased, and he chuckled, too genuine for comfort. I nursed a seltzer in the shadows, jealousy a slow burn. Later, by the fire pit, sparks dancing like fireflies, she cornered me. Gabriel, right? Logan's told me. Well, everything now. Her eyes were kind, but pity edged them. He loves you, you know. But he's terrified of losing his family, his identity. Give him grace, grace. The word mocked me as I watched them chat, her hand on his knee, echoes of what we'd been. That night, in bed alone, I scrolled old photos, us at Lollapalooza, mud-caked and euphoric. Thanksgiving in Pilsen, him devouring my mom's pozole. Tears blurred the screen. Was love enough when fear pulled harder? The breaking point came mid-July, a heat wave cracking records, the city a pressure cooker. Logan called at midnight, Voice slurred from a solo bar crawl. Gabe. Need you. Pick me up? Giordano's lot. I shouldn't have gone. Should have let him Uber his regrets, but the pull was magnetic. He slumped against my car, reeking of bourbon, eyes red-rimmed. Drove by your place. Lights off. Thought you were with someone. Jealousy. From him, you should have thrilled, but exhaustion won. You're drunk. Let's get you home. In his apartment, he collapsed on the couch, pulling me down with him. Don't leave. Please. His head on my lap, fingers tracing my thigh. I fucked up. With Emily, with Dad, told him the truth today. About us. He disowned me. Said I'm no son of his. The confession hit like a rogue wave, grief raw in his voice. I stroked his hair, heart aching. Oh, log. I'm sorry. He looked up, vulnerable. Only got you now. Don't let go. We made love then, slow and sorrowful, bodies a balm for wounds unseen. His touches were apologies, kisses to my scars, whispers of I choose you against my neck. Dawn found us entwined, his breathing steady, but I slipped out before he woke, doubt a shadow. At the youth center, Kai noticed. You okay, mister? G? Look like you saw a ghost. I forced a smile. Just life, kid. Keeps you guessing. Logan's coming out rippled outward. A stone in the lake. His mom called tentative, tearful, begging reconciliation. He's our boy, Gabriel. Help me reach him. I mediated over coffee at a Peoria Starbucks. Neutral ground amid cornfields and chain stores. She was wiry, like him, worry lines etched deep. I raised him better than hate. But the church. It's all we know. Logan arrived late, grease-streaked from a dawn shift, hugging her stiffly. The talk was halting, apologies, Bible verses twisted toward love, promises of family dinners sans sermons. Driving back, silence thick, he broke it. Thanks, Gabe, for being my spine. I glanced over, his profile gilded by sunset. Always. But no more lies. We build this together, or not at all. Fall painted the city in fire. Leaves carpeting the 606 trail, where we jogged side by side, breaths puffing clouds. Things steadied. Date nights at the Art Institute, whispering over Hopper's lonely figures. Lazy Sundays at home, him fixing my leaky faucet while I sketched his profile. Intimacy deepened, playful and profound. Mornings with his head between my thighs, lazy grins over brunch, nights debating Foucault till sleep claimed us. You're my home, he'd murmur, fingers laced in mine. But betrayal's ghost lingered. At a gallery opening in West Loop, Jax's exhibit on queer resilience, rumors swirled. A mutual, buzzed on free wine, sidled up. Heard Logan's been texting Emily. Late nights. Emotional support. My ass. My blood chilled. Later, confronting him in the coat check. Voices low. Is it true? He paled. Just talks. She's struggling with the breakup, her own stuff. Nothing physical, but the seed of doubt sprouted thorns. Emotional? That's how it starts. How you started with me. Just friends. He swore fealty, but trust frayed like old denim. Thanksgiving loomed. A test. His mom invited us to Peoria. Neutral flag planted. The drive was tense. Classic rock our buffer. Her house smelled of turkey and tension. His dad absent, still nursing grudges from afar. Dinner was civil. Small talk over cranberry. Her hand on Logan's occasionally. I fielded questions about my work. Mom's health. Deflecting probes into how we met. Logan squeezed my knee under the table. Anchor in the storm. Dessert brought the deluge. His aunt, tipsy on Merlot, blurting. So, Logan's phase over? Back to normal girls. Silence crashed. His mom shushed her, but damage bloomed. Logan excused himself, face ashen. Outside, porch light haloing his silhouette. He lit a cigarette, relapse under stress. Fuck this. I thought we were past it. I joined him, coatless in the chill. Families don't change overnight. But you did. That's what matters. He turned, ice fierce. You believe that? In us? I nodded, pulling him close. Yeah. Scared shitless. But yeah, we kissed there, defiant against the autumn dark. His mom's silhouette in the window a silent witness. Winter returned, softer this time, snow blanketing the city in hush. Christmas Eve. We strung lights on a scavenged tree in my living room, ornaments from thrift shops and Mom's care package. Logan gifted me a leather-bound sketchbook, embossed with, "For the artist who sees me." I gave him a custom chain, silver wrench pendant, engraved "Ride or Die," making love by the fire escape window. City twinkling below, felt like vows unspoken. Yet undercurrents stirred. Emily texted me, anonymous at first, then direct, "We need to talk." About Logan, dread coiled. We met at a quiet cafe in Ukrainian village, her face drawn, nursing chai. He's been seeing me. Not sex, but dates. Says he misses the ease. The straight life, the words eviscerated. Confirmation of fears. Why tell me? She shrugged. Said. Because you deserve truth. And I love him too, platonically now. But he's lost. Rage propelled me to his garage, tools clanging as I burst in. Emily. Now. Explain. Customers gawked. But he followed me to the lot. Oil smeared. Gabe. Wait. No. Dates? While I'm pouring my soul into us. He crumbled, confessing in halting bursts. Confusion. Fear of his dad's shadow. Emily as safe harbor. I thought I could have both. But I can't. I choose you. Swear. Lies or lifeline. I walked away, heart a war zone. The new year dawned brutal. A polar vortex gripping Chicago. Winds howling like banshees off the lake. I ghosted Logan, blocked numbers, dodged mutuals, barricaded my heart with freelance deadlines and late nights at the center. Kai noticed, his sketches turning dark, fractured figures in storm clouds. Love sucks. Huh. He'd quip, but his eyes held mirrors to my pain. Mia staged interventions, dragging me to drag brunches at Kit Kat Lounge, where sequined queens lip-synced heartbreak anthems. You're too good for his wishy-washy ass, she'd declare, clinking mimosas. But grief clung like frost, nights replaying his touch, days hollowed by absence. Logan persisted. Flowers at my door, daisies, my favorite, mocking, voicemails raw with pleas. Gabe, I'm in therapy. Figuring my shit. Please, one coffee. I deleted them, but curiosity cracked the dam. We met at a neutral ground bongo room in Wicker Park, pancakes towering like peace offerings. He looked wrecked, stubble shadowing jaw, I shadowed deeper. I ended it with Emily. For good. Blocked her. And I told Dad, mailed a letter. No response. But it's out there. His hand reached across the formica. Tentative. I was scared. Of losing the parts of me that felt safe. But losing you? That's the real death. Vulnerability disarmed. But scars smarted. Words are cheap. Log. Show me. He nodded. Solemn. Date 1, no expectations. Just us. It started small. A walk in the snowy botanic garden in Glencoe. Evergreens dusted white. His arm around my waist against the bite. Laughter crept back. Tentative. Over inside jokes and what-ifs. Remember that time we skinny dipped in Lake Michigan? Thought we'd freeze our nuts off. I snorted. You chickened out first. He grinned. Boyish. Liar. But I'd do it again. With you. Rebuilding was excavation, unearthing trust layer by layer. Therapy became tandem. Sessions with Dr. Ellis. Logan's first time in the hot seat. Identities fluid. Logan, the doc said, Bowtie askew. Straight. Gay, labels are maps. Not cages. He absorbed it. Journaling furiously. Sharing pages stained with doubt and dawn realizations. Intimacy returned gradual. Chaste kisses escalating to hands under shirts. Bodies rediscovering rhythms. One night, after a showing of Moonlight at the Music Box, emotions overflowed. That could have been us, he whispered in the dark theater, fingers interlaced. Hiding, hurting, I squeezed back. But we're not. Not anymore. Spring bloomed defiant. Tulips rioting in Grant Park. We traveled. A weekend in Saugatuck, Michigan's Queer Haven, dunes rolling to turquoise waves. There, on a blanket under stars, he proposed labels. Boyfriends. Partners. Whatever you want. I laughed, tears pricking. Boyfriends. Old school romantic. We made love on the beach. Salt and sand gritty. Waves crashing applause. Back home. Integration accelerated. Meeting my extended family at a Pilsen block party. Cousins grilling chorizo and quizzing him on salsa tolerance. You hurt me, primo. We bury you in the alley. One joked, but eyes were kind. Mom pulled me aside later, rosary beads clicking. He sees you, Mijo. Really sees. Logan's world shifted too. Out to the garage crew over beers at the shop. Wrenches set aside. Reactions varied. Backslaps from allies. Awkward silences from others. One vet, Big Mike with a handlebar statch, clapped his shoulder. Love who you love, kid. Just don't fuck up my carburetor. Pride that year was triumphant. Us on a float, him shirtless in rainbow paint, me snapping pics as he waved to cheering crowds. Jax immortalized it in a mural. Two silhouettes against a skyline dawn, intertwined. But conflict brewed subterranean. His dad's silence shattered in June. A letter arriving like a grenade, postmarked Peoria. Logan read it aloud in my kitchen, voice steady till it wavered. Son, your choices grieve us. Repent, or you're dead to this family. No wedding, no inheritance, nothing. The words hung, venomous. He crumpled it, hurling into the sink. Fuck him. I have you. but pain etched lines on his face, a map of inherited wounds. I held him as sobs racked, rare, raw vulnerability. You're enough. Log. More than. That night, we sought solace in each other, touches healing, whispers affirmations. Yet the betrayal lingered, a specter. Weeks later, at a family reunion his mom hosted, tentative bridge building, his dad appeared uninvited, face thunderous. The backyard barbecue turned battlefield. Accusations flying over potato salad, perversion spat like curses. Logan stood firm, arm around me. This is my life, Dad. Love it or leave. His father stormed out, door slamming finality. The aftermath was wreckage. Logan spiraled, missed shifts, drowned sorrows in whiskey. I found him one dawn on the fire escape, bottle in hand, staring at the L tracks rumbling past. What if he's right? What if I'm broken, my heart fractured? No. You're brave. Flawed. Like me. Like us all. I coaxed him to bed, holding through tremors. But fear took root. Was our love resilient, or just another casualty? Climax crested in August. Heat wave redux. A call from his mom, his dad. Stroke. ICU in Peoria. Logan paced. Torn. I can't. After everything. But guilt gnawed. Go, I urged. Not for him, for you. Closure. He left. Solo. Returning 2 days later shattered. Over diner coffee. Greasy spoons in Logan Square. He spilled. Bedside vigils. Halting words. He apologized. Whispered it. Didn't know how to love right. Died that night. Grief poured rage. Relief. A hollow ache. I enveloped him, our tears mingling. You honored him. That's grace. Fall deepened bonds. We moved in together, his place, bigger, with a garage for his projects and space for my studio. Life normalized, joint taxes, grocery lists with lube, joked in margins. Holidays healed, Thanksgiving at Mom's, his mom's apple pie joining the feast, toasts to found family, intimacy flourished, adventurous role-play over wine, exploring edges with trust as safety net. Yet humanism whispered, love's not linear. A minor betrayal surfaced, Logan, stressed from a shop buyout, confiding in Emily via text. Old habits. I discovered, confronted gently. Boundaries. Babe. He owned it. Therapy homework. No exes as crutches. Growth. Incremental. Winter's Eve. Anniversary of that rainy night. We recreated takeout tie. Candles flickering. To us, he toasted. I soft. The straight guy who got lucky. I laughed. To the queer heart that waited. Making love was sacrament. Slow. Sacred. Bodies hymns. Spring 2026 unfurled gentle. Cherry blossoms carpeting the mag mile like pink promises. Our life, once a tempest, settled into rhythms profound. Mornings with his coffee black. Mine laced with cinnamon. Evenings sketching while he tinkered. Classic rock our soundtrack. Challenges persisted. His mom's cautious thawing. My freelance droughts, but they forged us. Tempered steel from fire. Kai graduated the Centers program. His parting gift a drawing. Us as superheroes. Capes billowing. Thanks for showing real love ain't fairy tale. It's fight. Logan's evolution shown in small sons. Volunteering at the garage for at-risk youth. teaching auto skills laced with "Be True" talks, a tattoo on his ribcage, our initials intertwined with a wrench, inked during a Milwaukee getaway. Publicly, we were unapologetic, hand-holding at Wrigley, proposals for queer mechanic scholarships pitched to city council. Mia dubbed us disgustingly cute, Jax chronicled in zines. Betrayal's final echo came unexpectedly. A box from Peoria, his dad's effects. Inside old photos, a letter unsealed. Logan knew I failed you, but proud, always. Love, Dad. Tears streamed as Logan read, collapsing into me. He saw me. At the end, we burned sage in ritual, ashes to wind, releasing ghosts. Summer hummed with milestones. Our first vacation abroad, New York. Not escape but celebration. Times Square neon bathed us in chaos. Broadway's Rent echoing our anthem. Back home, whispers of forever surfaced. Over rooftop beers at Mia's wedding. Her to a poet named Riley. Logan knelt. Ring glinting. Simple band. Engraved one night. Eternal. Marry me. Gabe, build this life. Storms and all. Laughter. Yes. Kisses amid cheers. Fall wedding planning was comedy. Venue hunts in Ukrainian village. Tux fittings with Jax as best person. Mom fretted invitations. His mom baked trial cakes. Vows exchanged under autumn oaks in Humboldt Park. Circle of chosen family witnessing. I was lost till you, Logan vowed. Voice steady. You are my more, I echoed. From friends to forever, love's wild ride. Winter brought quiet joys. Holidays merged. Pozole with pie. Toasts bridging worlds. Intimacy, ever evolving, deepened trust allowing vulnerability. Bodies maps of memory. One snowy night, tangled in sheets, he traced my jaw. Regret that night? The one that changed everything. I smiled, pulling him close. Never. It led here. Years blurred. Humanistic arc. We adopted a rescue mutt. Buster. Chaos incarnate. Fostered Kai through college. Conflicts arose, job loss, infertility debates, but resolved in dialogue. Therapy our compass. Logan's shop thrived. Mine a studio downtown. Pride floats evolved. Us, graying slightly, waving to new generations. In twilight reflections, the story's core endured. Love as rebellion, redemption. The once straight declared, became advocate. I, once heartbroken, healer. Chicago's pulse, L rumbles, lake sighs, cradled us, a city of reinvention. And in quiet moments, rain pattering windows, we'd kiss, remembering. One night shattered illusions, birthed truth. Friendship's embers ignited romance's blaze, burning bright against the dark. Human, flawed, eternal.